Hey folks, it's Trina here, executive and leadership coach for mission-driven women leaders who are stuck in the leadership depletion cycle and are looking for a way to lead, have impact, and work in a way that's sustainable long term. So if that's you, you're in the right place, and I'm glad you're here. And today we're talking about how women leaders can save your sanity when you're frustrated, depleted, and exhausted at work. And so this is something that I know a lot of women leaders deal with, especially right now. And in light of the Great Resignation and everything that's going on in the workplace, there's a lot of changes, a lot of shifts and ups and downs and changing of the guard that needs to happen. And so when you're a women leader and you're already feeling that depletion and exhaustion, it can be really hard to get out. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, if this is something that you know you're struggling with and you want a little bit more support, I encourage you to sign up for a free sustainable leadership discovery session with me. And if you know that, hey, you've been dealing with this constant depletion, you go on the vacation at work and it's not enough and you come back feeling the same way. If that's something that you're dealing with, let's talk about it. I'd be happy to support you with that and let you know a plan forward that specifically works for you. So I'll leave a link where you can sign up for that session below this video. It's a free session, so I'll leave the link below this video. Now today we're going to be talking about the leadership depletion cycle and what is it. So I have some notes, so I'm going to refer to my notes a little bit here, but I want to tell you a little bit about what the leadership depletion cycle looks like. And so what it is essentially is when you're working yourself to the point of exhaustion and depletion, and you end up, like I said, you're dealing with all these things at work. Your plate is already full, not to mention everything you have going on in your home life. And then you decide you take a break, you take a vacation, maybe you go to a resort, you veg out, you feel like, or you take a few days off. Maybe you just have a staycation just so you can sleep and rest. And when you go back to work, it's the exact same thing, but nothing has changed. And so I'll cut to the end here and let you know that you have to find a way out, and you have to decide for yourself when enough is enough. That's how you get out of the leadership depletion cycle. That certainly was the case for me and many of the clients that I work with. Now, I want to go a little bit deeper into what the ins and outs of this leadership depletion cycle looks like. And so it usually goes something like this. There's an inciting incident, a stressor of some kind. Maybe it's an issue with your boss, or maybe it's some microaggression that happens. And what ends up happening is these issues continue to simmer and they go unresolved. And so maybe the issue with your boss is ongoing. Maybe it's the way they're treating you, talking to you. You didn't get a raise or promotion, or maybe it's the microaggressions from coworkers or from other people in the office, and it's causing a lot of havoc behind the scenes, and all you want to do is just do your work. So that's how it starts. But again, it's a simmer, it kind of builds. And then from there, you get to the point where you're taking on more work. And you're realizing that your plate is already full, but things keep getting piled on and piled on and piled on, and you're not saying no. And then you finally get to that point where stress is at an all-time high, and maybe it's time for a family vacation or something like that. And you think, okay, you're going to get away, you're going to take a break, or maybe you take a sick day or something like that, and you're going to rest. And so you go away, you get all this rest, you get some sunshine, you're feeling great, and you have a chance to sleep in like you haven't done. You read a book. And I know for me what used to happen was, I had to take longer and longer vacations because it took me longer and longer to be able to relax. So it was usually for me about day 3 when I could actually really relax and start to enjoy and absorb, the relaxation and the rest that I was experiencing on my vacation. So if you've ever experienced that, then you know what I'm talking about. But then what happens is when you come back from that vacation, you go back to work, and you're feeling great. You're letting everybody know about your cool vacation or your time off and what you did, and maybe you just slept in or whatever it is that you did, and you're feeling great for maybe about maybe an hour, and then you get to your emails, and you see all of the work that's coming in, even though people knew you were on vacation. but you have all this work and it's like all of a sudden you're right back where you started. It's like your vacation glow wears off really, really quickly. And then you realize after about a week or so, oh, nothing's changed here. The pace is still the same. You go right back into that cycle with all the microaggressions, all the unresolved issues, all the conflicts, all the challenges, and then you get yourself right back into that stress cycle again, and then it starts all over again. That leadership depletion cycle starts all over again. Then you get to another vacation, another one, and another one, and another one, and finally you get to a place where you realize it's not enough. The vacations aren't enough. The sick days aren't enough. There's something that has to give. Something in the fiber of how you work and where you work has to shift and change. And if you've gone through this, it's not just about the job. Because what I've experienced with other clients, and certainly years ago before I learned this for myself, is that if you don't deal with what's causing that exhaustion, burnout, depletion, is that you go to the next job and it's going to be the exact same thing, only the company or organization has a different name. And so here's the key. Here's the thing that I really want you to know is that you have to decide for yourself when enough is enough. Nobody else is going to do that for you. No one is going to say, hey, you know what, you look really tired, or, this seems to be really getting to you or bothering you. You should take a break. You should come out of this and just relax and rest and recalibrate and reset. No one is going to do that for you. You have to do it for yourself. I know I had to do it for myself, and I help my clients to figure out how to do it for themselves, because no one is going to help you do that. And particularly for mission-driven leaders, or if you work in a mission-driven organization or a nonprofit or something like that, where, the mission becomes paramount to everything, even to the detriment of its leaders. And that happens a lot of the time. And so I really want to encourage you to decide, when enough is enough, because you'll do it until you get tired of doing it. And so if this is something that you're struggling with and you feel like you're stuck in this cycle and you're ready to get out, I'd love to talk to you and see how I can help you and support you to get out. Because there is a better way of working. There is a better way to have impact in your work, especially when you want to impact in a specific industry or, in the world, in the world, there's something that you really care about. But when you're feeling that depletion and exhaustion, it's really hard to get it done. So again, you have to say when enough is enough when you're stuck in the energy and leadership depletion cycle. I keep saying energy because a lot of it is energetic. It is about your energy and how it depletes and increases and depletes and increases. But also as a leader, those specific things that I mentioned earlier really do get you stuck in that cycle. So if you're ready to exit that leadership depletion cycle, I'd love to talk and see how I can support you. And like I said, if you'd like to sign up for a free sustainable leadership discovery session, the link is below this video. And that's all for today. Take good care, and I'll talk to you soon.